Peter, no, obviously, no excuses whatsoever. That's a really, really good hockey club that you guys went up against tonight. Is that in itself an excuse?
No, no. I mean, they beat us all over the ice. They beat us from the beginning to the end, and you're right. They're a very good hockey team, and they're big. They play the game well. They're well coached, and we weren't ready to play, and we weren't engaged, and it got a little chippy at different times. I think the guys were trying to push back and trying not to succumb, and trying to say, we're not going to let it just happen. But they beat us all over the place. They're a good team, and they outplayed us and outclassed us.
Peter, what does it say about how the Blues played, where you didn't have your first shot until halfway through the first period?
It's not, it's a little bit about them. I mean, they play a good system. They play well. They play a good game. It's more about us. We weren't engaged to play that way. We have to play with more than what we played with, and obviously not getting a shot in the first half of the first period is not a good way to try to win. And right from the beginning, we weren't there.
Did you say something to the group afterward, or just kind of let
After the game?
Yeah.
There was a lot of talking between the first and second. I think after the game, I think I just leave them alone. I'll have my say in the morning.
Peter, after Backus had a bit of a collision with Bernier midway through the first, was he physically shaken up? Was he okay?
There was no indication that he was hurt. They didn't say anything to me about it. I watched it on the replay. I think he slid into him. I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it was malicious or anything. So I think he just kind of went down and slid into him. The trainers didn't say anything to me about it, so I have to assume that he was just fine.
Were you hoping that hit by kind of maybe led to some sort of spark in the game at that point?
You want to see the guys respond. I mean, Sill got into a scrap, and there was a slow whistle. The referees were calling it off. Then he called it on, and the whistle went just fractions of, not even a half a second before. I mean, it was almost right at when Dion hit him. So, and that's the respond of them being a good team. Their captain comes in with a big hit. Their captain came in, and that's what creates the scrum. But you want to see the guys not being very happy in a situation when we're playing a game like that.
Peter, Robida, is he banged up, or is it a chance to rest him down the stretch or get some new guys in the look?
Well, he's definitely playing with injuries, and there's going to be some decisions made based on what we think needs to be the next step, and so the doctors and we'll all make that decision in the next few days. But he's a veteran warrior kind of player that plays with injuries and plays through things. So, but we'll have to make a decision in the next short period of time. I think I know where it's going, but we'll come to a conclusion here shortly.
Are you just kind of scratching your head with some of these starts? You mentioned it.
I think this is even different. I think there was no effort. We didn't win any of the 50-50 battles. We weren't competing hard enough. We didn't forecheck. We didn't keep the puck in the offensive zone. It was different than, but playing behind and chasing games, again, that's not a good way. I said you got to play with more pride, but there was small little pushbacks and not enough.
In the second period, we had a power play. I don't think the Kessel line even saw any action during the power play. Was that by design?
Yeah.
Why was that?
They weren't getting anything done.
What is your explanation for no effort? You just mentioned that again, no effort. I mean, that's just about the worst thing that you can say about a team, isn't it?
Yep.
Expand on that. Can you have an explanation? Is it just because
Well, if there was a good explanation before the game, that wouldn't have happened. You never want your team to come into and play a game without the highest possible effort and the possible kind of approach to the game. There's no real excuses for it, so I'm not going to make any. That's unacceptable for me. Not happy about it.
Thanks, Coach.